Welcome back. What are the solutions to overcome the security challenges that organizations face in nowadays with regard to their information systems? Antivirus systems, just like how they use it at home, you also need to install sound antivirus systems in organizations. For example, you take banks such as HSBC. Apparently they have over 15,000 servers and 300,000 desktops spread all over the world, and these data are probably about 2 to 3 years back. I'm sure by now it has spiraled into higher amounts. So all these details show that you have to install antivirus guards and proper security solutions throughout your entire IT infrastructure. And most importantly, if you do install them, keep them updated, because an outdated antivirus solution in your organization is as good as not having any. You also have intrusion detection systems. Now, when you know that the hackers are coming to get you and they are out to teach you a lesson, if you have an intrusion detection system, it will identify, detect, and block any security threats that the company may be facing. So any attacks coming from hackers will be blocked through these IDS systems. So you need to install these as well. Apart from that, to secure your communication, to prevent outsiders and competitors listening to confidential information and communication of your company, you can always go for encryption. That is where you disguise the message that is being communicated. Now, all these will prevent some of the threats your companies are facing. However, never relax after installing a solution, because installing a security solution is not the end of the answer. It's only the introduction or the beginning of it. You need to keep managing it, monitoring it, and along with the developments that are happening in the security threats world, you need to upgrade and enhance your solutions to meet them as well. Let's look at the last part of the syllabus which I have to discuss with you all, and that is marketing. The logo of MTV, or music television, it's coming in multiple colors, it's coming in multiple designs, and started sometime back in the US, from Michael Jackson's Thriller and Billie Jean to Akon's Conviction and He's Out of Jail. Music TV, or MTV, is a brand that has ever lasted and ever lived in the minds of the younger generation. What's the reason for this? How can music television, MTV, be so successful over so many years and still continue to be the best music channel that people refer to? The answer lies in marketing. 166 different countries and offering music types belonging to a plethora of genres. Let's discuss a little bit more on these marketing topics. Now, what do we mean by marketing? It's all about customers. Marketing is a philosophy. Marketing is about making customers the king. It's about keeping the customer at the center of every activity. Now, with this regard, it's very important that you identify a key topic, and that is development of a market plan or marketing plan. Now, what do you mean by a marketing plan? It's about how you're going to achieve your marketing objectives, such as customer numbers, market share, by being in line with the organization's objectives. Take, for example, a luxury brand such as Tag Heuer. Now, for Tag Heuer, they would be having certain corporate plans, maybe certain corporate objectives such as wanting to spread over into more countries, maybe wanting to spread more into emerging markets. Now, in such a case, with such an organizational objective on hand, the marketing department of Tag Heuer, or the marketing division of Tag Heuer, would have to look at, okay, if the main goal of our organization is to venture into new markets, fine, let's look at activities such as gaining more customers from China, gaining more customers from India, gaining more customers from Brazil. Let's look at these activities. Right? So you can see marketing objectives are being set in line with the main organization's objectives of wanting to venture into new markets. This is what we say. You must first identify the organizational objectives. I want my enterprise operations students here to be smart, and remember, when any case, if they ask, how does this plan start? You have to start by saying, first understand the organizational objectives. HR plan, marketing plan, operations plan, no matter what plan it may be, it always begins with the corporate objectives. So when you're developing a marketing plan, first look at the organization's objectives, then based on that, you need to set your marketing objectives. setting marketing objectives alone might not be enough. You further need to go ahead and conduct a detailed external environmental analysis. An external environmental analysis is where we look at the pestle factors: political, economical, social, technological, legal, and also what we call ecological factors, pestle factors. These factors are used to understand the nature of our environment, to understand what's going on in our environment. Politically, what countries would support a brand like Tag Heuer to launch? Venezuela, Zimbabwe? I don't think so. Secondly, economical conditions. In which countries are there a recession? In which countries are there a booming market? If you take China, in a recent past video made by CBS News, they identified that in China, the middle class consumer income is growing very rapidly. And this could be why General Motors, in fact, launched a car entirely targeting the middle class or the middle income class families, called the GM Baozhong, entirely dedicated and sold only in China. So you need to understand the economic conditions like this. Social conditions. What do we mean by social conditions? Social conditions or social environment looks at changes of demographics, changes of taste of consumers. A lot of consumers nowadays are more moving towards what we call instant products, and that's why Kellogg's launched Nutribars. Further, demographics. Many companies would nowadays diminish or discard US, saying, oh, that's an outdated market, it will be heading low very quickly. However, Coca-Cola is in fact stepping up some of its investments and focusing more on the US market. Why? The demographics. US is the only country which has a growing youth population. Their youth population is growing significantly, and they are under the 25 age demographic segment is a large part of their total population. So this shows how important looking at social demographics is for any organization. And technological factors, growth of mobile phone technology, growth of internet. You need to understand this, especially when you are trying to get customers. You would have to focus more on these technological trends. And that's why, like Tag Heuer is a luxury brand, certain luxury brands such as Chanel, in fact, have launched special mobile platforms allowing users and customers to browse through and search for product details over the mobile phone. And another aspect that we look at is legal aspects when it comes to marketing, when it comes to aspects such as carrying out your production activities. Your legal barriers have to be looked into. For example, we know that certain countries do not allow alcohol advertising, or for that matter, the advertising of cigarettes. And in fact, some of the new regulations starting from countries like Singapore and even countries like Australia is that on the outer cover of these cigarette packets, they can't do any branding whatsoever. All they can put is a warning message about how smoking causes cancer, and in fact they do have to put the picture of a lung which has been affected by smoking, which is entirely meant to discourage and demotivate consumers. So you need to understand these legal aspects and legal barriers as well. And finally, ecological, environmental trends, trends towards greenery, and nowadays research shows that many consumers are willing to pay more for products which have been made in an environmentally friendly manner. So all these ecological factors too needs to be looked into as a marketer. So so all these things come under understanding the external environment. Then you move into understanding your internal environment, your strengths and weaknesses. For a company like Tag Heuer, now they've understood the company objectives, they've made their marketing goals, they've understood the external environment, and now they have to look at their internal situation, which means strengths and weaknesses. Company like Tag Heuer, their key strength would probably be their brand name and their brand ambassador associations with top celebrities such as Lewis Hamilton, Maria Sharapova, and even Leonardo DiCaprio. And those are strengths, while their weaknesses may be high cost structures and probably not having a lower end segment to cater to certain upcoming markets. But they need to balance all these things, and then based on that, set their 4 Ps. 4 Ps are the marketing mix of Tag Heuer, product mix, what products will we offer, what will be the features, price mix, how will we price them. Of course, Tag Heuer goes for premium pricing, but there are other pricing methods that can be used by other companies, such as predatory pricing to fight off new players, penetration pricing when you are entering new markets, price skimming for technology products like iPod and iPhone. They charge very high prices at the beginning to cover R&D expenditure. All these things come under the price mix. Place mix would understand and look at where can we make our products available. Probably for a brand like Tag Heuer, they would have to look at all the top malls and the exclusive shopping areas of a country. But if you take a product like Coca-Cola or Pepsi, they would look at other ways of distributions. We look at the other element of the marketing mix once we are back after a break. Don't go away.